Welcome to the channel. This is the SEAT Arona FR limited edition. Now I did a full review of the Arona when it launched in 2022. You can find my video on the channel where I was comparing to the trims. This is the latest model. Let's have a look at it, see what's changed, see what I like about it, and then have a refresh. Is this perhaps the best small crossover SUV on the market that isn't an EV? Does that make it the best overall of them all? Let's find out. Let's check out the front of this car. So it hasn't changed much since 2022. Obviously, there are different colors like this color, which you can get, which is an optional extra with the limited edition. But other than that, we've got, I realize, 3D SEAT grille, a bit like you used to get on the RS Audis, which they seem to stop doing. These little fog lights down here too, I think they're very cool. They make it look very, very sporty. And of course, the headlights on both sides are full LED headlights. So it's a really, really confident and fun front to this car. I also really like the styling here, where we've got this little V shape here, as well as the little vents around the side. Now, obviously they're not real vents because it's in the sports car, but it just adds to that sporty, fun look at the front. Let's talk price and specs. This car, the FR Limited Edition, starts at £27,840 on the road. And I think at that price, it's a pretty good value car, because when we get inside and take it for a drive, you're going to see all the things I like about it. This is a special color only for the limited edition FR version, which is called graphene gray. And other special features of this car include those new alloy wheels down the side there, 18-inch machine wheels in Cosmo gray, which are exclusive to this new Arona FR edition. I think they look really, really good, and they make the car very, very striking. What's under the hood of this SEAT? Well, we have a 115 PS engine, which is available either as a manual or as a DSG automatic. Personally, I would always recommend automatic. I know some people love manuals, but automatics are easier to drive and they're much, much, much more enjoyable. So I would always recommend an automatic if you're having thoughts about whether you prefer the manual or the automatic. The only time you can even consider buying a manual, in my mind, is if you've got a limited edition sports car. Otherwise, automatic is always the way to go. What about your space in the back of this crossover SUV? Well, this is a small crossover SUV, that's not to be debated, but I've actually got a lot of headroom. I'm 1.78 m and I've got that much headroom. That's a lot of headroom. Width wise, I think you'd struggle to fit 3 people in the back here unless it's a very, very small middle person. I think 2 adults is fine, but otherwise you'd be a bit cramped. In the back here, it's not very light. There's no panoramic sunroof, so that's a shame, but the lighter gray brings it up a bit. These seats look really, really cool, and you can stick your hand through and massage the driver's neck because they've been driving you all day long. So that's a nice thing. And there are little pockets here too. There's a little hole here where you can store stuff at the back there. No USB charging ports in the back here, so you can't charge your phone back here. So you'd have to have a 12-volt adapter, and you could plug it in there because the 12-volt adapter is actually very close to the back here. So you could definitely run a couple of USB wires to the back, so that's good. It's quite upright here, but again, lots of headroom. In terms of quality, it feels like any entry-level or mid-level SUV would. It's quite plasticky back here. In all honesty, it feels just like my Audi RS3, and that's a £60,000 car, sorry, £65,000 car, and that is not any better in the back. Let's talk about this diffuser. So this diffuser is something which Audi are actually bringing to their newest cars in terms of how it's integrated. It basically comes up and it makes it look like it's all in one. In fact, this looks a lot like the bumper and the diffuser on the Porsche 911 Dakar, the super cool off-road limited edition Porsche, and it looks like the SEAT Arona. So although this isn't an off-road car, Porsche copied SEAT. That's what I think anyway, as this was first. I love how the exhausts are combined into the bumper to have a really cool effect. And this is what I was talking about. The new RS3 is bringing the diffuser section up. This isn't a diffuser, but that's bringing a diffuser up. So interesting. 400 litres here in the back. We've got hooks and tether points. We've got our floor here, which lifts up, and there's a spare tyre with the subwoofer from the Beats audio system, which is special on this car. And we can, of course, put down the back seats to make even more space as well. So this is pretty good for its class. 400 litres, plenty of space, lots of flexibility, lots of hooks and tether points. So the thing that impresses me the most about this car is the interior. When I get into here, I feel like I'm in a much more expensive car. In all honesty, this feels like the inside of a Golf or even a Golf R, in all honesty. These seats are lovely. And they're very, very, very comfortable too, although they are manual, but they're very nice to look at. The steering wheel with its perforated leather, this is Napa leather, with its flat bottom, with the little wheels to adjust the volume and to scroll through the menus, just like on an Audi, and the red contrast stitching around there. And then we've got a digital driver's display, just like you expect to get on a expensive car. We've got our pulsing start-stop button there, which looks very good. We've got our lock and our engine start-stop and our mode button. We've got park assist as standard. We've got our DSG automatic gearbox selector. We've got our wireless charging, which I can put my iPhone or any phone down there with a nice rubber mat, 2 USB Type-Cs. And if I press our little button down here, we've got actual buttons for our climate control that we can turn up and down very, very easily like that. So that's a really good system. And here is our handbrake, as we fully expected, along with our cup holders. Now, this car also comes with Beats audio, and all over there are little Beats logos on the speakers, and it gives you 300 watts of audio. So you get lots of volume and it sounds really good. The infotainment in here is pretty easy to use. We've got our 3 areas, our maps, showing what's playing on our app connected phone. If we got CarPlay, it shows our phone calls. We've got our vehicle status, driving data, we've got help. If we tap on here, we get our navigation, and you can see it shows a route, our maps. We got our audio. If we got files on there, we can go onto our radio, we can go to our phone calls, and we can go to Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, depending on what you want to use. So it's a nice system that works well, and I think it looks good as well. And then on our digital driver's display, we can change the views. I like that. We can go, and these are all really sporty views. And then as I scroll through, you can see we're going through our driver assistance, navigation, audio, phone. If I tap on the view button and go to circular dials, we can go to no dials with the speed in the middle here, or we can go over to this cool futuristic modern design. I like it very much. And we can of course also scroll through the settings here using the little wheel on here, which is just like you would expect. And we do, of course, if you press the button here, you can get access to Siri or to Google or to the inbuilt system if you really want to do it. It is there, so that's nice to see. And then we can drag down here and we can see an overview with our brightness and notifications. So we got the button down the side here, we got the virtual button down there, and also if I go like that, it will swipe from side to side, which is fun, isn't it? So I like that too. Really easy to use infotainment system. Nothing amazing, but it does what you want. And in terms of tech in the car, that's exactly what you need. But just the interior here feels more expensive. These vents are lit up at night too, which is really nice. The engine button is pulsing at me still, which just really makes me want to press it. But this is all lit up at night and it looks really, really good. So inside here, I love what we've got in terms of quality and materials and finish and feel. And I think you feel like you're driving a much, much sportier car inside actually than outside, which is really interesting. Driving the SEAT Arona. So the first thing I would say about this is this has got a very comfortable ride. We're driving along bumpy UK roads, no doubt about that. We got 18-inch wheels and it's comfortable. You do feel the road, and you can hear the bumps. There isn't a lot of difference between sport mode and normal mode. I would say the biggest difference is between eco and normal, because in eco it definitely feels a lot more hesitant when driving, and it feels a lot better when it's in normal mode. You know, but the thing is, this is just a comfortable car. It feels fine to drive. The steering wheel feels good. We've got all the technology. It's got the driver assist technology with a great interior and sporty looks, and at a really good price, which I think is fantastic value for what you get. So overall, I'm impressed with the package that you get with this limited edition and with the SEAT Arona. SEAT say this can do 0 to 60 in 10.2 seconds. So let's find out. We're in sport mode. There's no launch control, obviously, in this car. It's making a lot of noise. Will we hit it in 10 seconds? 10.1 seconds, so faster than the time that SEAT say. That's a good job, well done. I think this is amazing value. I think at £27,000 for its combination of technology, equipment inside the car, the really nice interior, the fantastic seats, I think it makes it really, really impressive. And I really enjoyed my time driving this to make this video. I think that SEAT have really done a great job, and I'm really excited to see actually what the new next generation cars are like, because this is great. If they build on this even more, they're going to be even better. If you'd like to see similar cars to this on the channel, then please click here or here. Thanks for watching.